Hi everyone! My name is Brittany and welcome back to my AG collection. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my top goals for my collection, and this isn't technically 2025 goals, as some of these might take a while, if ever, to fully reach. This is just for fun. I am very content with my collection and I feel very blessed to have what I have. However, as any collector, there are always things that we want and wouldn't mind having. So this is part of the fun for me. I love collecting because I love the thrill of finding something new for my dolls. I also do it for my own self-care, and then also it connects me to my childhood and my love for American Girl that I had as a kid. So I have 10 goals that I will be sharing today, and along the way feel free to comment down below if you share some of these same goals, or I would love to hear some of the goals that you have for your collection as well. And as I share each goal, I will have a different doll on the screen, so that way it's not just me talking the entire time, because I have no idea how long this video is going to be. So feel free to grab a drink, a snack, maybe do some chores, and let's jump right into it. So I have my list right here in front of me, so if you see me look down, that is why. And I want to start off with a goal that I have had ever since I was a kid, and that is to complete the historical line from American Girl. So I have Miss Samantha right here with me to talk about this goal, and she is my first doll that I ever added to my collection. If you've seen my one video, this one right here, I talked about some of my childhood dolls, and Samantha would have been the first one. She's the one who really got me started in American Girl when I was 5 years old. My parents gifted her to me for my 5th birthday. So she has definitely been well loved, and she's definitely not in perfect condition because of that, but I think that makes me love her even more. Also, I'm realizing right now she is not wearing shoes. That is because I have the Billy bookshelves from IKEA, and although I love those bookshelves, I can't usually put shoes on my dolls. Some of the shoes I can have on them if they're like flats or sandals, but if they have any sort of a heel, I usually can't keep them on my doll when I put her on the shelf. If anyone else also has those same shelves and you have that problem, I would love to hear what you do to fix it, if there is even a fix, but usually I just sometimes have my dolls standing there without shoes. So anyways, please ignore that. But yeah, I would love to complete the historical line, ideally actually in 2025 if possible. So I have 2 more dolls remaining in, I guess, the historical line that I currently do not have in my collection. And the first one is Mary Ellen, and the second one is Ivy, Julie's best friend. And the reason I don't have these dolls is definitely not because I don't want them. I think both dolls are super cool. First of all, Mary Ellen was released when I was not collecting American Girl, and I guess first found out about her when I got back into collecting in 2022, and I thought she was really cool, but Courtney stood out to me more, so at the time I added Courtney to my collection that day instead of Mary Ellen. I know some people go back and forth on saying maybe they're too similar. To me, they're not. I would love to have both in my collection, and plus I love the time period of the 50s, so I love a lot of Mary Ellen's collection, and I do have some of her outfits. So I would love to add her to my collection. It's just honestly finding the right time to add her. And the second doll is Ivy, as I mentioned, and I wanted Ivy so bad as a kid. I remember when she was released and I wanted her. I called her, so to say, which meant my sister could not buy her as a kid, and I really wanted her. However, I got out of collecting before that happened. So unfortunately, Ivy never joined my collection, but I do remember having her on many wish lists as a kid. I would love to find her rainbow jumper, and I am always on Facebook Marketplace, as some of you may know, and recently the jumper went on Facebook Marketplace near me for $15. And before you get excited, I did not get it. It was one of those days where I did not jump on a Facebook Marketplace that day to check for local listings, so I ended up missing out on that, but I hope that somebody else who did buy it is enjoying it. So it just wasn't meant to be, but maybe one day I'll find another good deal on that outfit. So this is a goal I would like to complete if possible this year. I don't know exactly if that'll happen, but those are the 2 dolls that I have left in order to complete the historical line. So this next goal, technically you could call it 1B, and that is because I would love to add the meat accessories for all the historical dolls to my collection. And I do have, I think, most of them actually. However, there are still some that I'm currently searching for, such as Kaya's. I haven't bought her accessories. I actually think they might even be sold out on the American Girl website. Unfortunately, she does not have a very large collection right now from American Girl, which saddens me. I am hoping maybe they will add something new to her collection, since we did get some new things for other historical dolls recently, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think it's been a while since she's had really anything new. But anyways, that's a different story, but I would love to add her meat accessories to my collection. I'm also searching for I think the spinning top from Caroline's collection. I don't have Cecile, or I think maybe Marie Grace's accessories, and I know Cecile's are pretty expensive. And then also I still need Mary Ellen's as well. So I'm still looking for those, but I guess you could say that's goal 1B, because it does kind of, in my mind, connect to the historical line, as I'd love to have their meat outfits with their meat accessories for each of the dolls. So moving on to goal 2, which is to complete a dolls collection. And I would say that, I don't know why this is, but for some reason I've always been drawn to Nenea's collection when I got back into collecting again as an adult. I think that she is such a beautiful doll. Right now I still have her dressed in the outfit from Lilo and Stitch that I did for AG Fashion Week. And for some reason her collection I just find so beautiful. She's one of the dolls that I absolutely love every outfit in her collection. Sorry, there's like a fly. And I also love her accessory sets. I know that American Girl just came out with this outfit, I think just maybe 2 weeks ago, as well as these accessories for her, and I don't have either in my collection yet, but I do hope to add them at some point soon. So I would love to complete Nenea's collection, and I would say that that's definitely a goal for me. I know some collectors do collect that way, where they do try to complete one specific doll's collection. I've heard of some people doing that for Julie or Samantha, some of like the original 3 dolls. For me, for some reason, Nenea is the first one that I would like to complete the collection for. So I think also that would just be a great way for me to bond more with this doll as I try to add some more things into her collection. So we'll see what happens. I know some of the outfits that I need are still available on the American Girl website. Some things I do have to track down. She has a bed set that I don't know how much that goes for, but it might be pretty expensive. She also has, I think, a store, if I wrote that down right. Yeah, it's like a store set, and this actually was not, I think, around when I started collecting, or maybe if it was back in 2022, I just didn't really pay attention to it, but I have no idea how much that goes for. I'll put a photo right there. If you do happen to have that set, I would definitely be interested in knowing that information, because I feel like I don't hear about that set talked about a lot. So yeah, Nenea would be hopefully the first doll that I would complete her collection. And then who knows, if it happens, then maybe I'll eventually go to another doll whose outfit or whose collection I would like to complete. And if you have completed any of the historical line collections, I would love to know about that as well. So for goal number 3, I would like to collect all 7 boy dolls that American Girl has made as of 2025. So that would include Logan, as well as the 6 Truly Me dolls, 4 of which are completely retired. The other 2, I don't know for sure if they're retired or not. I think that there's a lot happening right now with the Truly Me revision, and I think they might both be sold out online. I don't know for sure, so they might also be retired. So I have Sam right here, which is my Truly Me number 77, to talk a bit about this goal. And he is also still dressed in the same outfit that I had him in for that video for AG Fashion Week. So the reason I would like to add all 7 boy dolls to my collection is 1, I love the boy dolls. I think they're amazing. And 2, I think it would be a great way to support the fact that I think American Girl should keep around boy dolls. And I think that there's been some rumors that maybe American Girl is no longer going to add boy dolls to their lines, because last year, which was 2024, I had to think about that. Yeah, 2024 holiday season, they did not add a holiday outfit for the boy dolls, which they have done in years past. So I do have the holiday outfits from the 2 previous years of 2023 and 2022, which I feel blessed to have because I know that they aren't always the cheapest after that holiday season. However, I was definitely disappointed to see that they did not have a new outfit released for the boy dolls. So because of that and the fact that it's been a while since they've released an outfit that is specifically for potential boy dolls, I think that that is why maybe some people are speculating that American Girl is just going to stick to releasing their American Girl dolls and not include boy dolls as well. So that definitely saddens me, and I would love to add the other boy dolls to my collection. I currently just have Sam and Logan, so that would be 5 more dolls that I hope to add to my collection, if not in 2025 at some point in collecting. So for goal number 4, I would like to have a pajama set for each of my dolls. And this goal goes all the way back to my childhood. And when I was a kid collecting American Girl, for some reason, I remember picking out like some outfits from a catalog, but I think most of them were actually picked out by my parents, which was actually super cool looking back, that they would take the time to try to see what they thought would fit well in my collection and what they knew that I would like or my sister would like. And something that I remember is they seemed to always prioritize buying us the pajama sets for our dolls. So because of that, my sister and I did have a pajama set for each of our dolls, even if it was not a historical doll, or if it was maybe not even their exact official American Girl pajamas. We did have like pajamas from our generation, or even Michael's I think had like a brand of 18-inch doll clothes at some point that I remember buying some pajama sets from. But either way, we did end up having a pajama set for each of our dolls growing up, which was really cool. And so what my sister and I would do is we would have these days where we would dress all of our dolls in their PJs, and we would have like pajama parties with our dolls. And I would say probably we would do that maybe a couple times a year. It was pretty frequent that we would dress them all in their pajamas or all in their meat outfits, and we just enjoyed doing that for our dolls. So because of that, the pajamas have always been very special to me from American Girl. They're also, I think, usually the cheapest outfit in any of the collections, which is also pretty nice. Maybe that's one reason why my parents prioritized that as a kid, but because of that memory, it really holds a special place in my heart. So I would love to continue that and have a pajama set for each of my dolls so that I can still have that, I guess, pajama party and reminisce and dress all of my dolls in their PJs and maybe even film a video about it. So I will say probably now I don't have a pajama set for all of my dolls, maybe half, but definitely not all of my dolls. So this is a goal that I am working towards. For each historical doll, I would like to have their historical pajamas from American Girl. For some of the dolls who have had multiple pajama sets, like Rebecca, I know has had 2, Samantha I think has had 2, Julie maybe has had 3. But for those dolls who have had multiple sets, what I would like to do is gift that other pajama set to another doll in my collection that is within their same historical world. For instance, my Clara doll is around the same time as my Samantha doll, so I'm hoping to add the Samantha Be Forever pajamas to my collection and then have those be Clara's pajamas. So I would like to prioritize specifically historical PJs. And then next would probably be the Girl of the Year pajama sets. There are some that I'm just not a big fan of for my American Girls from the Girl of the Year line. So I'm debating on some of the sets on maybe not getting that set for my doll and maybe just finding some other pajamas that I would love for them, either from American Girl or a different brand. Not exactly sure. I'm not as fond of the Girl of the Year pajamas that they come out with, but that's okay. And then lastly would be for my Truly Me and custom dolls, which really they can just wear whatever. I do have some pajama sets specific to a doll. For instance, I have this outfit right here, which is a Pleasant Company pajama nightgown, and I love putting it on Maritza. As soon as I put this nightgown on her, I just fell in love with how it looked. So this is now her pajama set, and yeah, I would love to get also the turquoise one, also from Pleasant Company, same style, and I think that would look great on Yvette. So this is definitely an important goal to me, a goal that I don't think I will likely reach within 2025, but when I do, I will definitely be pretty excited about that. Oh, I almost forgot. For this goal, I actually do have 2 dolls that I'm actually going to dress in their pajamas. So I just got these, and by just got these, I mean I definitely got them months ago, but just haven't had the perfect time to put them on my dolls. But this is Isabel's pajamas and Nikki's pajamas, and I'm gonna go ahead and dress them in their PJs and show them to you. Okay, so I am back, and here is Isabel, or in my collection she's known as Nicole, and I'm so glad that I did decide to change these dolls off camera, because let me tell you, these bunny slippers were not easy to put on. They are adorable, but for some reason I was really struggling and it took me like 5 minutes. So anywho, here she is up close. I just went ahead and grabbed these cute little pink flowers clips that I had that actually matched perfectly with the flowers in her pajamas, and I'm still kind of working on making the clips symmetrical for her. And then here is my favorite part, these adorable pink fuzzy bunny slippers. They look so cute, and I think they really bring the outfit together. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Nicole down, and then let me grab Nikki, or in my collection she's known as Nikita. And here she is. And I just also quickly did her hair too. I just pinned it back with a clip, and I just think these pajamas are adorable on her as well. Here she is up close. And then here are her adorable little slippers. These are little monkeys, and I did not have a problem with these, just the bunny ones for some reason, but they are also so cute. I don't know if I could really choose between these two outfits. I think both are adorable, but I think, I don't know if I could choose, but I just think they both look so adorable, and both pajama sets really fit their style. So I'm excited to have both in my collection now. And the reason that I had not changed these dolls out of their meet outfit was because when I got these dolls, I like to keep really any of my dolls in their meet outfit as long as possible before I decide to switch them. It just adds to the newness. So I had actually not switched these dolls out of their meet outfits until today, and I'm so glad that the first outfit that I did decide to put them in were their pajamas, because I think it just fits perfectly with how my collection was as a kid, and also they just look so cute. So goal number 5 is to complete the Girl of the Year line by adding all the dolls to my collection, not the accessories and furniture and big ticket items, but just by completing the collection with all the dolls. So I have Miss Lila here actually to talk about this goal, and Lila is actually the newest doll that I've added to my collection. I did just open her last week, and I decided not to film a video about it just because I know there's so many amazing videos out there of opening Lila in her collection. Also, I got home really late that night and just really wanted to open her quickly before I went to bed. So here she is up close. She is such a beautiful doll. I do have her and Yvette in my collection, but I definitely think that there's enough differences for me personally to be able to justify having both. And I actually really enjoy her meet outfit. So I have her, of course, still in her meet outfit because I probably will keep her in this for maybe a few more weeks, just to continue to add to the newness of having this doll, and then eventually I will probably change her. So I still need 5 more Girl of the Year dolls to complete the line. That would be Kanani, Lainey, Luciana, Blair, and Summer. And I collect the Girl of the Year line because it's a very special line to me. If you happen to watch this video where I talked about the dolls that got me back into collecting American Girl, what really got me back into collecting was the nostalgia of some of the Girl of the Year dolls that I really wanted as a kid, but never had the opportunity to add into my collection. So specifically, I'm referring to Lindsay and Kaylee, as well as Marisol. Those 3 dolls I really wanted as a kid when I found out about them, and I searched eBay like day and night looking for them. Never actually added them to my collection though until I was an adult, which was a really cool moment for me. But because of the Girl of the Year line, I think if it wasn't for that, who knows, maybe I wouldn't have got back into collecting if it wasn't for the fact I really thought about those dolls a lot, even after not collecting American Girl for years. So I also really enjoyed collecting this line when I was collecting as a kid, and the first Girl of the Year doll that I added to my collection was Nikki, 2007. And yeah, I really have always loved this line, and I collect it not because I'm a completionist, but because I have genuinely enjoyed each doll that they have released in this line. for different reasons. Of course, I still have my favorites, as we all do, of any doll line, but I have genuinely enjoyed each of these dolls, and each one I can justify adding to my collection. So I do not know if I will complete this line or not in 2025, but I do hope to find those dolls for some good deals. Summer, it seems like she's been on sale a lot from American Girl, so I don't think I'll have a problem adding her to my collection. Kanani and Lainey, though, I'm a little picky on those two dolls just because those are two dolls that I really wanted as a kid, so I have like in my mind a certain version of those dolls that I want to add to my collection. Luciana and Blair, I don't think I'll be too picky on those, except they, I think, were released around the time when American Girl was struggling with the bad eyes. So let me know if you could in the comments if it is possible to get those two dolls without them having the bad eyes. If not, that's okay. I will add them to my collection even if they do have the bad eyes, because at that point it's just a part of American Girl history, but they might be a little harder to track down if some of them were maybe released that way. So anyways, that is my 5th goal for my collection. Oh, and I would also love to know if you collect the Girl of the Year line, and if so, if that is a goal of yours to either complete this line or which dolls you are hoping to add to your collection soon. So for goal number 6, I would like to add more Pleasant Company outfits to my collection. And I have my Just Like You 4 right here, and she is wearing the, I want to call it the picnic outfit from Pleasant Company, and she just looks so cute in this outfit. And I would love to just add more Pleasant Company outfits to my collection. I started collecting American Girl in 2005 as a kid, so that was after the Pleasant Company era. However, maybe some of the ideas could have still been Pleasant Rollins, as it was still early into Mattel, but most of my outfits themselves do not come directly from the time when it was just Pleasant Company. So getting back into collecting as American Girl, I've learned a lot more about what it looked like in the 80s and 90s and some of the outfits and accessories and dolls from that time period, and I would love to add more to my collection. I started to this past year, and I would love to also film a wishlist video where I just talk a bit more about some of the Pleasant Company outfits that I would like to add based off of this goal. So I apologize if the lighting is starting to go a bit dim. It does look like it's about to storm outside. It's been raining here a lot this week, so please bear with me. So for goal number 7, I have Corinne here, and that is because this goal is focused on reading more of the American Girl books. I don't have an exact goal of how many I want to read this year. I think at some point the goal would be to read all of the historical and Girl of the Year books. However, I know it's, for me personally, it's going to take longer than this year to read those books. Also to add those even to my collection or to find them at the library. So I am currently reading Corinne's book, and I have really enjoyed her story, and it has helped me connect with her more as a doll, and given her more of a character into my collection, so that way when I dress her, I know a bit more about what she likes, and I think it's just really cool to just kind of add more of a dimension to the dolls in my collection. So I'm not sure yet what series I will start after Corinne's. I've thought about maybe rereading Addie's. I did read all of her books as a kid, and I would love to read them again as an adult, but this is definitely a goal of mine, is to at some point read the collection for all of my dolls. So goal number 8 is to collect all of the meet outfits for all of the Just Like You, Girl of Today, and Truly Me dolls. So here are a couple of those outfits that I'm referring to. I have some of them already in my collection, most of which are not ones from like the Pleasant Company era. I do have some of like the more recent Truly Me outfits, but I would love to have one of each that was released from American Girl. Some because I think they're really cute, others because they're super nostalgic, and some I'm not the biggest fan of, but I think it would just be really cool to have each of my Truly Me dolls dressed in one of the different outfits, and to I don't know, maybe display them like that for a couple weeks. So this is a goal that I have in my collection, kind of random. So because it's so random, I don't have any of my dolls currently in their meet outfits. So I just grabbed Joss because I think she's adorable. So here she is up close. This is a doll that's been hanging out with me this week, so I figured I will go ahead and show her because she's adorable. And also this goal I don't necessarily think that I will reach this year. It will probably take a couple years to fully reach this goal, but it's just a fun one I think to slowly collect the meat outfits. So goal number 9 is to add more custom dolls to my collection, and I don't have a specific goal of how many customs I'd like to add in 2025. This is just a general goal of something I would like to prioritize for my collection. So to talk about this some more, I have my newest custom right here that I made, and her name is Iris, and her story takes place in the 1960s. Specifically, it would be 1969. She is absolutely obsessed with space, and she wants to be an astronaut one day. One of her big aspects of what would be like in her book, if she were to have like a book, would be watching the moon landing. And how that was just something really cool for her to see, and how that really started her obsession for space and future career. So I think she's such a cute doll. I love seeing an Addie mold with a short wig with bangs, and I think I added her to my collection probably months ago is when I got the base, but she didn't actually come together fully until I think maybe in January. So I've only actually had her in my collection for a few months. So I have been enjoying putting her in different outfits. I would love to get her a couple like space themed outfits for her, probably using some from Luciana's collection. But she's just a really cool doll to add to my historical line, and that's one thing I love about customs is all of my custom dolls have some sort of historical story to go with them. So last but not least, goal number 10 is to eventually have a dollhouse for my American girls. And this is something that I've wanted ever since I was a kid. Thankfully, I was blessed to have different furniture pieces for my dolls, and my sister and I would display them like on the floor. So it was almost as if we had like a dollhouse layout that was just like flat. But I would love to have like an actual dollhouse that has multiple stories, and this is something though that would have to wait until we have like a more stable place to live. Currently my husband and I are renting, and once we do maybe eventually buy, which could be in a couple years, then we might have enough room for me to have like a bigger doll space, and then I could get some sort of dollhouse or build a dollhouse. I have seen a couple actually go for sale local to me for pretty good prices, but I just don't have the space for it. So this is a goal that is farther off in the future, but I have Miss Kit here to talk a bit more about it, just because whenever I think of having a dollhouse, for some reason I think a lot about Kit's collection, and I just imagine what her collection would look like in a dollhouse. I do have Kit's bed set, and so maybe that's why, because when I was a kid I would have loved to have a dollhouse, and I would imagine what it would be like to display like her bed set and her table that I also have in my collection from when I was a kid. And something else from Kit's collection that would be a must for my dollhouse for some reason is her laundry set. I don't know why, but I absolutely fell in love with that set when I was a kid, and I would love to have it in like a laundry room for my dolls. And then I also really love her stove, so that would also be something that I would love to have in a future dollhouse. So those are all of my goals for 2025 and beyond. I do have other goals that I could have added to this video, but then it would have been hours, and I figured that that might be best saved for a follow-up video where I could talk about other goals that I've added to my collection each year and maybe progress that I'm making on these goals. So as I mentioned earlier, I would love to hear more about your collection and the goals that you have or that you've already met, and that has been one of my favorite parts of starting this channel, is just hearing more about other people's amazing collections. And since I don't know any adult collectors in real life, it's just been really cool to connect with other people who share in this love for dolls. So thank you all so much again for watching. Feel free to do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!